Views expressed on this program are those of the hosts, guests, and callers, and are not necessarily those of this station, its management, or other advertisers. You're listening to Transformation Talk Radio.
This show's audio was via a Skype call.
Find your path to wholeness with UniverSoul Heart Radio. Sensible spirituality for everyday living. Join Kathleen Johnson as she discusses how to integrate spirituality into our lives, allowing our true selves to flourish, grow, and impact all we do on planet Earth. Kathleen will guide listeners through such topics as Reiki, meditation, soul evolution and growth, past life exploration, energy healing, spiritual guidance, and more. UniverSoul Heart Radio. Learn to live life in balance from the ground up.
Hello and welcome. I'm Kathleen Johnson, and you are listening to UniverSoul Heart Radio on Transformation Talk Radio. Thanks for sharing part of your day with us. I'm really, really grateful for all our listeners. And today, I'm going to invite you once again to join us every month as we explore the concept of sensible spirituality. And what does that mean to me and our listeners? Well, very quickly and in a nutshell, sensible spirituality is about fully living life in 3D reality, otherwise known as planet Earth, while understanding and embracing our true nature, which is as spiritual beings having a human experience and not the other way around, which sometimes we forget because we are living on planet Earth. So when we begin to understand and accept this simple concept that we are spiritual beings, and we start to apply that to our daily lives, something amazing starts to happen. We shift our perspective, and we shift it into a higher vibration, a higher frequency of energy. And that allows us to view life through the lens of a spiritual being living a human life on planet Earth. A shift in perspective changes everything because it elevates and it helps to clarify much of what we experience when we're in a human body. So each month's show will feature a discussion of ways to incorporate spirituality into your everyday life, and it will help you to flourish and grow while you live your life in balance from the ground up. I invite you to visit my website at www.universoulheart.net, and I'd love to hear from you. Always love to hear from my listeners. And today we'll be talking about how we can work with the energies of this new year, 2018, to empower our own energies for 2018 and beyond. Today I'm going to be rolling out the concept of Rockin Reiki, so fasten your seatbelts. Okay, now, to start off, let me wish you all congratulations. And if you're listening, that means you've made it to the other side of 2017, which was no easy feat for many of us, myself included. It was a year of extremes. It was a year of extremes globally, nationally, financially, professionally, and for many of us personally. It was a year of amazing gains and devastating losses, with incredible highs and soul-crushing lows at times as well. And as we move into 2018, it's so important, it's essential to take the lessons of 2017 and apply them to this new promise of a year. If we don't, we risk a repeat of the challenges that were placed before us. 2018 is a number 2 universal year in numerology. Now, for those of you who are completely unfamiliar with numerology, this is beyond the scope of what I would discuss in this particular show. But suffice it to know that a number 2 year brings in a struggle for balance, peace, and compromise as we try to learn our lessons and the lessons that are brought before us. The number 2 year is about peace, but it's also about emotional highs. It's an emotional time. It's a time to release and clear what no longer serves us. And in order to make room for the energy that we need to propel us forward. So in short, it's a time to empower yourself energetically. It's the perfect time to empower your energy. And that is what Rockin Reiki is all about. Interestingly, the Rockin Reiki concept has been years in the making for me, although I didn't even know it until very recently. It didn't fully reveal itself until very recently. And I now realize that that was all by divine intervention, divine guidance. Rockin Reiki has been presented just in time for this pivotal year of 2018. It will help pull out all the stops to propel us into our best future by using the tools that we have to heal ourselves. Some of the tools we'll be talking about with Rockin Reiki are healing crystals, the use of crystals to heal ourselves at all levels, past life soul regression therapy, spiritual guidance, shamanic practices, including journeying and drum healing. But with Rockin Reiki, all those healing tools have a twist. Reiki is always on board with them, always on board from start to finish and beyond. Okay, now, as we start to go into what our discussion topic is for today, the whole Rockin Reiki concept and what that means to you, and hopefully answering some questions you have along the way, because we will be taking callers in the second half of the show. I'd like to invite you to think about some questions as we go through the show. First of all, ask yourself, and of course this is just for your benefit privately, and so perhaps you can gain a little insight about yourself and where you are energetically at this point in your life. So first of all, what lessons did 2017 teach you or not teach you? And by that I mean maybe the lessons were presented and maybe you just didn't learn them as well as you would have liked to. So what lessons did 2017 teach you or not? What did you learn? What did you learn about yourself, your path, your purpose? What needs to be released and cleared? These are all pretty heavy-duty questions, existential in many ways. So if you want to tuck those in the back of your mind as we go through today's show, perhaps some of the answers to these questions will be revealed. I hope so. I hope that today's discussion will help you to gain some insight and information about where you are energetically and where you want to go as we move into 2018. Because 2018 is for the planet, for humanity, and for each one of us personally, a start of energetic empowerment. So Rockin Reiki is right in line with that concept because it is a concept of energetic empowerment, and it's applied to an interactive experience. So let's take a look at the broad subject of Reiki. I'm a Reiki master. Those of you who have tuned in before, listened to me before, know that I'm a Reiki master. Reiki is an integral part of my life. I teach Reiki, I practice Reiki, I live Reiki. In fact, when I teach Reiki, I always advise my students to do themselves a favor and try to be Reiki. And by that I mean to start to embody the qualities that Reiki represents, which is all about love, kindness, harmony, forgiveness, and just embracing the connectedness of all that is. So, all right. As a Reiki master, I practice Reiki, like I said, but I also try to live Reiki as much as I can. And those who know me know that also I'm a very, very much a stickler for the basics. I'm a big fan of providing a foundation for my students, a foundation for my clients, because without the proper foundation, it's impossible to build anything long-lasting. And Reiki is no exception here. So, as a way of giving you a foundation about Rockin Reiki, I think it's important to start a little bit and discuss what Reiki is and what it can do and how it can help you as an individual, us as a race of beings, and the planet. So we're going to talk about that initially. What is Reiki? All right. Now, I get that question a lot because even though Reiki has become more and more mainstream, there are still many, many people who are unfamiliar with it. They may have heard the word, but they don't really know what it's all about. So I get this question a lot. What exactly is Reiki? And my answer to that depends on the person asking the question. There are many answers to that question. A simple one is it is an energy healing method, which it is. But there's so much more to Reiki. First of all, the word itself, Reiki, means spiritually guided life energy. So you can describe Reiki as a word, spiritually guided life energy. It's also an energy, okay? It is often used as a phrase, Reiki energy. Well, that's a bit, repetitive because Reiki is an energy. So it is an energy as well as a word. It's also a holistic healing system. It helps our bodies to heal more effectively, our natural healing abilities. And it's also, interestingly enough, and not many people know this, is a path of spiritual development, and it can be a way of life, which is really awesome. Bottom line, Reiki can be what you want it to be, need it to be, or allow it to be, because it will not mess with your free will. It always respects free will. Okay, so I'm looking at the clock, and I can't believe we're going to be needing to take a break here very shortly. Hopefully that gives you a little bit of a sense of how Reiki, of what it is, I guess. I'm excited to tell you more about it when we come back from break. And we're going to be talking also about empowered healing and how that can work for you in Rockin Reiki, because Rockin Reiki is all about empowering you to be your best, to empower your energetic self to move forward into this pivotal year. Okay, there's a lot to talk about when we come back, clearly, and you are listening to Universal Heart Radio with Kathleen Johnson. If you're interested, you can reach me through my website at www.universalheart.net. It has all my contact information. When we come back after our short break, we'll be opening up the phone lines quickly for questions, and the number is 800-930-2819. So call in with your questions. I look forward to hearing from you. We're going to take a break. Stay tuned, and we'll be right back. Thanks.
Tune into the wisdom of your soul for guidance on living a joyful life. On Soul Wisdom Radio, Wendy will provide inspiration to raise your vibration and connect with your higher self and guides. Learn how to balance your ego and to progress spiritually on Soul Wisdom Radio with Wendy Rose Williams. Visit wendyrosewilliams.com or Transformation Talk Radio to learn more about a healing session with Wendy and her events and publications.
Tune in to The Jen Royster Show, intuitive guidance to inspire your life, each Thursday at 8 a.m. Pacific and 11 a.m. Eastern on TransformationTalkRadio.com. This amazing show is an inspirational hour that will take you on an epic metaphysical journey to discover the spiritual approach to life's greatest challenges. Dr. Jen is an internationally known intuitive counselor, spiritual teacher, and energy healer. Call in for intuitive readings and visit JenRoyster.com for more information.
Tune in to The Truth is Funny with Colette Steffen each Wednesday at 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern on TransformationTalkRadio.com. This hit show will have you thinking outside the box and riding the wave of infinite potential. Join Colette on the Higher Self Network, inspiring listeners to shine their brilliance and ensure success while roaring with laughter as they recognize the humor of the giant cosmic joke. Visit TheTruthIsFunny.com.
Have you ever said to a friend, I am trying to be less stressed. I am hoping to meet someone special. Or how about, I am working on getting a job I love. Hi, I'm Eve from Elite Tarot, host of the weekly show Mainstream Metaphysics Radio. Words like hoping, wanting, and trying may seem innocent. However, they carry with them emotional weight that actually blocks energy. Next time you start to say these words, say instead, I am becoming less stressed. I am looking forward to meeting someone special. I am pursuing a job I love. While your brain may resist, note how your body physically feels as possibility of success suddenly appears. As an intuitive coach and professional tarot card reader, I work with clients worldwide on using energy effectively to embrace joy. If you'd like to schedule a session, please visit my website at elitetarot.com. That's ELITETAROT.com.
Did you know that all of the shows on the Transformation Radio Network are available as podcasts to stream or download?
Really?
Check us out. Go to transformationradio.fm. We have business shows, spiritual shows, energy healing shows, and pretty much everything in between. Something for everyone, guaranteed to inspire, educate, and transform. We are transforming the world, one listener at a time.
Hello. We're back on Universal Heart Radio with Kathleen Johnson. Thanks for staying with us. You'll be glad you did. Okay, in the first segment, which went astonishingly fast, we talked about Reiki and what it is. I'd like to finish that up so that you have a really clear sense of what it is. And when I say clear sense, at least a framework in which to put the whole idea of Reiki and how it can help. So we talked about it being many, many things, a path of spiritual development, a way of life, a word, an energy, a holistic healing system. Okay. Wrapped up the first segment with Reiki can be what you want it to be, what you need it to be, and what you allow it to be. And that is very important because we always have free will. Reiki will never interfere with free will. Remember, it is spiritually guided, and although Spirit does guide us, and Spirit wants to help us however necessary, Spirit will not interfere with free will. After all, we were given free will, and so that can be a blessing and a curse sometimes, as I'm sure you're all aware. So, one of the beautiful things about Reiki, and there are many, it is that it is very versatile. And it is adaptable. It meshes well with all other healing methods. And it also elevates that healing. So it can be used if someone is having medical treatment or having some kind of psychological intervention. It doesn't matter what type of healing is being initiated or ongoing with an individual. Reiki will enhance and work and complement whatever type of healing is going on. It meshes well with everything. And that is truly, I can say this with a clear conscience, that is truly without exception. It is only used for the highest good. Again, remember, it is spiritually guided. It can never be used for harm. It is always used exclusively for the highest good. So that is very comforting when you start working with Reiki, knowing that it is always going to work in concert with the individual's highest good. So knowing that is very important. Now, we talked earlier, too, about how Reiki is integrated into every area of my life, particularly in my work. And I call it Reiki on board. And I kind of smile when I say that because it sounds like a bumper sticker. But it is, for me, it's Reiki on board because it enhances everything, and I always have it with me. It elevates the energy of everything around it. It provides healing for oneself and for others. It offers that path of spiritual development if you're so inclined. It promotes a sense of connectedness in the unit, that we are all connected on this planet and in this universe. We are all connected. It's all energy, so everything is connected. Reiki promotes that sense of connectedness. And in a very practical way, it helps us to take care of our energy. And this is essential because we are made of energy. We are energetic beings. Everything in the universe is energy, vibrating at different frequencies and giving the illusion of solidity, liquid, gas, whatever. And some of the energy that vibrates at a very high frequency we can't see with our human eyes. But we are energetic beings. So because we are pure energy, it kind of stands to reason that we need to take care of our energy, right? Okay. It just makes sense to me anyway. So hopefully this really seriously crash course in Reiki gives you a basic understanding of what it is. So I'm excited to tell you about how it works in Rockin Reiki and how empowered healing can work for you. So let's talk about that, empowered healing, and how that looks. All right, so first of all, Reiki is sometimes a last resort, and I've experienced this in my practice quite a few times. An individual will present as a client, and he or she has tried every other way that they know, medical, psychological, whatever, and they're still not receiving any relief or any improvement. And I hear this more regularly than I'd like to, that I've tried everything else and thought, okay, what can it hurt? Let's try this and see if it helps. More often than not, across the board, the vast majority of the time, that individual is so surprised at how effective the Reiki is at helping whatever issue they are struggling with. It is a huge surprise. So what we can learn from that is that it's not just a last resort. Reiki is incredibly valuable as a preventive remedy. It's used for energetic maintenance, and I love it when people utilize Reiki sessions as part of an energy maintenance program. It's taking care of your energy regularly. It's like any other kind of ongoing care, brushing your teeth, showering, physical checkups, etc. And Reiki teaches us how to take care of our energy. We learn intuitively what we need to do to care for ourselves as energetic beings, which is wonderful. First of all, one of the things that I encounter frequently is people who struggle with grounding themselves. Now, you've probably heard that it's important to be grounded, and we hear this a lot. Well, what does that actually mean? What does it mean to be grounded, and why is it a good idea? Well, grounding is super important as we live life in 3D reality, like I said, or as we call it, planet Earth. Being grounded means that we are fully present in our bodies, that we are present in our lives. It means that our energy selves, the energy that is associated with our physical bodies, is planted firmly in that body, and we're not drifting off and floating off in the atmosphere somewhere. That is unhealthy. We need to be grounded so that we have a sense of stability and security and are able to manage our lives. Being grounded lets us handle and address life's challenges instead of like burying our head in the sand and trying to ignore them. So being grounded is very healthy and important, and there are so many people who simply are not grounded. The good news is it's a really easy thing to do, and one of the easiest ways to ground yourself is to exercise. You don't have to, hit the gym every day for an hour. Take a walk, just take a walk around the neighborhood. Run in place for a few minutes or walk in place for a few minutes, whatever you can do. Another way to ground yourself is to plant your feet firmly on the ground or the floor or wherever you are and feel the energy of your feet just sinking down into the earth. And as that happens, imagine that the energy of your feet is going all the way down into the earth's core. And you'd be surprised at what a difference that makes in how you feel at the end. Meditation is a great way to ground yourself, and I'm not going to get into that because a lot of people, when they hear the word meditation, go, oh, so that's something for another time. Meditation is a good way, but we'll cover that later. Taking a hot bath, that's a great way to ground yourself, which is awesome. Who doesn't like that? Or simply to sit in stillness. I'm not talking about meditation, just sitting in stillness and allowing yourself to be, not doing anything, just allowing ourselves to be. That also grounds you. So grounding ourselves is very important. And just this quick little primer on how to ground yourself can be incredibly helpful for people because a lot of people have heard about it, but they don't really know what it means or why they need to do this. So something like that is helpful and beneficial as you move forward, and it's something that Reiki will help you to do very easily. That's one of the things about Reiki is that it intuitively guides you to be where you need to be. So, empowered healing, what is that? What it is, in a nutshell, it's you being in charge of your healing. It's you having the tools to live a joyful, abundant life, even when the inevitable challenges present themselves in life. So what we need to do is let go of what no longer serves. There's a quote from the Buddha that says, pain is inevitable, suffering is optional. I love that quote. It's so true. Pain is inevitable on planet Earth in 3D reality. Suffering is optional. We suffer when we hold on to the pain. By letting it go, we stop suffering and we allow healing to happen. And how we do this, how do we let it go? Feel your feelings. Allow your feelings to be felt. When you have an emotion, when you have a feeling, feel it. Don't stuff it. Allow it to go through you, acknowledge it, and let it out. Don't invite it to stay. Don't make it a guest. Because when that happens, it doesn't really go away. It just gets stuffed somewhere. And ultimately, if it's not acknowledged and released, it's going to cause you problems down the road. Okay. We are coming up on another break. And when we come back, we're going to be talking about the healing tools I include with Reiki. We'll be talking a little bit more about empowered healing and how those tools can empower you. And after this break, we'll be opening up the phone lines. So call in with your questions at 1-800-930-2819. I'm Kathleen Johnson, and you are listening to Universal Heart Radio, Sensible Spirituality for Everyday Living.
Is traditional medicine not working for you? Do you still feel as if your health isn't 100%? Here at the Holistic Medical Center, Dr. Nushin Darvish and the qualified staff look through the dimensions of wellness and start a healing plan prioritized to your needs. Our physicians assess the whole you until complete health is achieved. Get the help you need by visiting drdarvish.com or call 425-451-0404.
To see your life from an angel's perspective, book a personal consultation with Claire Candy Huff, angelic walk-in angel Ariel at Angel Healing House. Candy provides intuitive counseling, Reiki, and angel readings in person in Los Angeles or nationally and internationally via phone or Skype. She will channel the practical tools you need to transform your life. Call now, 831-277-3716 or visit angelhealinghouse.com.
Amber Teal, founder of The Healthy Edge, is bringing you the hit show Healthy Edge Radio, living with power, passion, and purpose. Amber provides the support and tools necessary for you to finally release the weight and emotions that are hidden beneath the weight. Tune in each month on Transformation Talk Radio. For more information on how you can take the next step with Amber, visit getthehealthyedge.com.
Your happiness is your choice on Natural Peace Radio. Follow Sarah Van Ryswick as she addresses the power of emotions. Each month, Sarah covers different topics as she helps listeners activate their energetic spark and create powerful energy and amazing opportunities. Manifest your desires with Natural Peace Radio. For more information on Sarah and her work, visit naturalpeaceliving.com.
Interested in deepening your spiritual practice? The School for Esoteric Studies offers online training to spiritual seekers from all paths of life and individual coaching. Our courses synthesize Eastern and Western spiritual traditions based on meditation, study, and service applied to everyday life. To learn more about our courses and services, please visit www.esotericstudies.net.
The Knowledge Book, currently studied in 39 countries and 15 languages around the world, accelerates our evolution, takes us out of depression, offers universal truth, protects us, and makes us stronger, both spiritually and physically. So if you are interested in the Knowledge Book, visit usa.theknowledgebook.net and tune in to the Knowledge Book Radio with Marge Potasic on TransformationTalkRadio.com.
Hello again. We're back. I'm Kathleen Johnson, and you're listening to Universal Heart Radio, sensible spirituality for everyday living. And once again, we are accepting callers, so the number is 1-800-930-2819. So call in with your questions. I'd be delighted to speak with you. Well, when we went to break, I was talking about empowered healing and what that means and what that looks like for you. Talked about emotions and how it's so important to feel those emotions. Feel your feelings, as I say. It's surprising how many of us don't do that because we're taught not to get angry, not to cry, not to do this, not to do that. So what happens is when we feel those emotions welling up inside of us, we stop them because, first of all, we've been conditioned to do so, and secondly, they're uncomfortable. And one of the things about us humans is that we don't like discomfort, and we try to avoid it and tamp it down and make it go away. So the best way for us to do that, we think, is to just push it aside, stuff it down. Oops, okay, it's gone, all locked up tight. Well, the bad news is it's not. It's there. It's still there, and it's going to remain there until it is dealt with. The best way to deal with it is to acknowledge it, feel those feelings when they first happen, so they don't get stuffed. If you're feeling angry, allow yourself to feel the anger. Of course, you don't want to go on a tear, on a rampage, but allow yourself to acknowledge that you feel angry. It's okay. You're human. If you feel sad, yes, I feel sad, and you don't even need to know why. Just acknowledge the feelings. That can go a long way toward empowering your healing and helping you to move forward on your path. And this does take practice, but it does work. It's just a matter of feeling your feelings. Okay. So when we do that, when we feel our feelings, we are releasing and clearing incompatible, unhealthy energies. And as we do so, we make room for new, healthy energies. And that allows us to live a joyful, abundant life. And with the approach of empowered healing, we then have the tools at our disposal to rock, in quotes, our energy and raise our vibration, which helps us to navigate the emerging new consciousness. And as the new consciousness continues, we're all going to be expected to take our place as global citizens. And having empowered healing with us and inside us is going to make all the difference. So Rockin Reiki empowers our healing because of its versatility and its ability to elevate and enhance all other healing methods. It has power, it has wisdom. It is the foundation for your energetic empowerment journey. The Rockin Reiki concept brings in the energy of many other healing tools, all of which are supported and enhanced by the loving energy of Reiki. In my practice, I utilize many different healing modalities depending on individual needs. It's not a one-size-fits-all type of thing at all. But here's the thing. I have Reiki on board at all times, okay? You can think of your healing journey as a train, with Reiki as the locomotive, and all the other healing tools I use as the rail cars. Each one makes up a part of the train, but Reiki brings it all together as the locomotive and moves it forward, okay? Or a layer cake. Let's think of it as a layer cake. I love layer cake. Each tool that we use is a layer, and Reiki is that delicious frosting that's spread around the top and the sides and in between the layers to bring it all together and, yes, elevate it. Whether we're talking about cake or empowered healing, all that lovely frosting definitely elevates it. Okay, so let's take some callers. I understand we have one on the line. Keith from Pennsylvania. How are you today?
Good. Thank you for taking my call, first of all. I really appreciate it. I have, I'm a Reiki 2 level practitioner, and I want to start adding in crystals to my own self-healing, but I have no idea how to do it. There are so many crystals out there. I'm overloaded with too many crystals, I guess is the best way to put it. How do you pick them? Do they pick you? Which ones do you use? Do you use them for different things? I need help, in other words.
Okay, that can be an entire, educational journey in itself, the study of crystals with Reiki. But I liked your question about, do they pick you? The answer to that is yes. In many cases, they do. When you're starting out with crystals, I always recommend utilizing crystals that are in the same color wheel, the same color spectrum as the primary chakras. And if you're level 2 Reiki, then you certainly are familiar with the primary chakras. As you know, they are represented by the colors red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. And at the root chakra and work their way all the way up to the crown chakra. So with crystals, if you want to treat your root chakra, that corresponds to the color red. Get a red crystal or a deep orange or something. For the root chakra, I like to use red jasper. Sometimes I'll use a black or a brown crystal, which is very grounding because the root chakra is all about grounding, which we just talked about a few minutes ago. So when you're first starting out, I think a nice chakra set of crystals is a really, really good place to start. And you're absolutely right, because there are, at last count, over 4,500 minerals/crystals that we know about at this time. So it's impossible to be completely familiar with all of them, at least I would think it is, and it certainly makes the choices a little overwhelming. So keep it simple. When you're starting out, don't expect to get all the answers and have it all figured out. Get yourself a good crystal book. Anything by Judy Hall, I think, is excellent. There's many crystal books out there that provide really, really good information. But I would stick with the colors of the primary chakras. And when you utilize those colors of crystals, that's when you can really make a difference with your crystal healing, especially when it's combined with Reiki. That is an unstoppable combination. Does that answer your question, I hope?
It answers my question with just one more. Are you going to be doing a future show on crystal healing?
I am planning to, as a matter of fact. I'm actually hoping to do that in February. So, because crystals are a subject that is very near and dear to my heart. I'm a certified crystal healer. I incorporate crystals into all my healing sessions, and I love to talk about crystals almost as much as I love to talk about Reiki. So, yes, I am planning to do a show on crystals, and I'm hoping to do that in February. Thanks for asking that.
Thank you. You really did help me, and now I know where to start.
Great. I'm glad I was able to help. Thanks for calling.
No problem.
Bye-bye. Okay. That was a great call. I appreciate Keith calling in with that question. As I said, I love answering questions about crystals, so no worries on that. Okay, so moving along, are there any other? I don't think there's any callers waiting at this time, but I'm going to keep moving along and talk. I want to mention something very quickly before I forget. We did run out of time earlier, so I didn't get a chance to mention this. But if you are interested in learning more about Reiki, the Reiki Healing Summit is being broadcast online beginning January 22nd through the 27th. It is a free virtual event, and it will be covering all aspects of Reiki. So even if you're not a Reiki practitioner and you're just curious about Reiki, or if you are interested in Reiki and maybe thinking about getting Reiki training somewhere, or even if you already practice Reiki and you want to deepen your practice, this could be a really important event for you to be a part of. It's a free virtual event. Like I said, it begins January 22nd through the 27th, and I have been greatly honored by asking to be one of the speakers at that. And I will be speaking about distant Reiki on January 25th at the summit. You can sign up for the summit by accessing my website at www.universalheart.net. The link is on my home page. As soon as you open up my home page, you'll see the link. Just click on it. It will take you to the sign-in page. Like I said, it's free to register and free to listen to the speakers. So give it a try and see how that works out for you. All right. So we talked about how Rockin Reiki brings in the energy of lots of other healing tools. And the ones that I use the most are the crystals, as I've already discussed. And I also utilize past life soul regression because I find that an amazing way to gain insight and information about our current incarnation. So that's another one I use a lot. And spiritual guidance, because as a spiritual guardian, and that's how I think of myself sometimes, because I do teach Reiki and I try to mentor people on their own spiritual path. I think of spiritual guidance as just being a fellow traveler on the path with the person I'm working with. And so these are the tools I use most of the time, but there are others that come into play. So there are many ways that we can work to achieve empowered healing. And the tools that I use, whatever that tool may be, is always wrapped up and enhanced by Reiki. All right, we are at another break time, and I'm going to quickly take a short break. And when we come back, we'll be talking very briefly about the different tools I use and how I work with those and how they can help to empower your healing. So we're going to sign off briefly. I hope you come back, and then we'll be talking more about the tools we use and how they work with Reiki. Thank you. We'll be right back.
Tune in to the Psychic Professors Show, The Voices of Spirit Radio, with international medium and spirit artist Dr. Susan Barnes on Transformation Talk Radio, featuring a variety of spiritual topics such as psychic art, spiritualism, EVP, psychic development, and mediumship. This hit call-in show provides listeners with breakthrough wisdom to enliven and enlighten their lives. Visit spiritartgallery.net.
Tune in each Friday, 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern on Transformation Talk Radio.
What is a brilliant culture, and how do we create them? Why are they important? Claudette Rowley has created a breakthrough 5-step process to help you align your culture with your business strategy for exceptional results. Looking for a culture that drives organizational excellence? Listen to Cultural Brilliance Radio, the second and fourth Friday of each month at 10 a.m. Pacific and 1 p.m. Eastern on Transformation Talk Radio. To learn more or work with Claudette, visit culturalbrilliance.com.
Gain powerful insight and practical tools to support you on your spiritual journey. Access your higher self and tune in every second and fourth Thursday at 12 p.m. Pacific to A Life Untethered with Andrew Martin and now co-host Jeremy Nudell. Walking the Path of Freedom. Andrew is a highly attuned, intuitive oracle, energy worker, spiritual teacher, and international radio host. For more about Andrew and his services, visit andrewmartin.energy.
Tune in to Lucid Planet Radio with Dr. Kelly Neff. This hit show will illuminate your senses and empower you beyond your daily stressors and hardships. Renowned psychologist and author Dr. Kelly will captivate you with far-reaching topics and amazing guests as you wake to the greatest version of yourself. Learn to tap into your intuitions, think critically about our world, heal emotional and psychological wounds, and follow your passions to live your dreams. The Lucid Planet. Welcome home. Visit lucidplanetradio.com for more information.
Tune in to Mainstream Metaphysics Radio to harness your connection with the universe to effect change for optimal success and happiness. Named one of the country's top psychics, Eve now brings her insights and gifts to this weekly hit call-in show, joined by visionaries, leaders, and gifted others, but mostly you. Jot it down, Thursdays, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern on TransformationTalkRadio.com. Wow. Hey, everyone. Welcome. Welcome to the Dr. Pat Show. This is Talk Radio to Thrive By. I'm telling you, I got to pinch myself some days because when each of us gets called to do something that we so not thought was in our wheelhouse to do for a purpose that's so much greater than us, we get to show up and shine.
If you would like to show up and shine on the Dr. Pat Show as a co-host or sponsor, send us an email to inspire@thedrpatshow.com.
Hello, we're back. So before the break, we talked about how the Rockin Reiki concept brings in the energy of many other healing tools. And all of those are supported and enhanced by the loving energy of Reiki. I used a layer cake example or a train. Take your pick, either one or both. So what are the tools that we use? I mentioned a few that I like to use, and everyone's different. And I think it's important to emphasize that at this point. There are so many paths to wellness, and there are so many tools to help us, which is awesome. And each one is a gift from Spirit to aid us on our individual journeys. And the spiritual path is not a one-size-fits-all type of thing. Each of us is unique, and so are our journeys. So please know that the concepts and tools I present are ones that have been tremendous allies on my path and in my practice. My hope is that this information that I'm providing gives you a different perspective about your personal journey and your personal healing, and that it opens up some new possibilities for you. Because I have found that with new knowledge, our personal paths tend to become clearer, and they then begin to unfold more easily. So I hope that my words help you on your journey to wholeness, and that truly is my goal. I want you all to be able to be well and be whole. So each of the tools I use are powerful healing methods in and of themselves. Make no mistake, and that's something else I want to emphasize, is that I'm not saying that one is better, one is worse, not at all. Again, there's not a one-size-fits-all concept. All the tools I use are powerful healing methods in and of themselves. And when they are used as standalone healing methods, they are very effective, very effective. And when Reiki is added to that, well, wow. What happens then is a beautiful synergy. Each one elevates the other to something greater. the sum is greater than the whole of its parts. It's a beautiful synergy, which elevates everything it touches, which Reiki does just wonderfully. It elevates everything. So in my practice, I frequently use crystals. As you heard from Keith in Pennsylvania, who just called in, crystals I use in every single healing session just because I am drawn to them. I've been guided to work with crystals. It's an intuitive calling for me, and not everyone is drawn to use crystals, and that's okay. Again, not a one-size-fits-all type of path. So crystal healing I use a lot, and crystals carry their own energy, and when you combine that energy with Reiki, again, it's an unstoppable combination. Past life exploration is another healing method I love to work with, and I guide clients through past lives and exploring personal issues that may be a result of previous personalities. And I always bring Reiki in for that, always, because it, again, elevates, allows access to information that may otherwise be hidden. Spiritual guidance, I always bring Reiki in as well, because, once again, when I work in direct concert with my guides and the Reiki energy, the guidance is just so much more on point and so much more beneficial. So all these methods are very effective for healing, and they're used depending upon the individual's needs and concerns. But I have found and experienced that when these modalities, these methods, these tools are combined with Reiki, well then Reiki rocks the healing. Hence Rockin Reiki. Reiki does rock the healing in an amazing way. So, okay, well, I can see that we've just about used up another hour, and this is just astonishing to me how quickly these times go. But anyway, I do want to talk to you a little bit about some upcoming events that I have coming up, and I've talked to you already about the Reiki Summit on January 22nd. Again, for anyone who is interested in Reiki or just even has some curiosity about it, it's a free event, so you don't have to sign up for anything you don't want to sign up for. Simply go to my homepage at universalheart.net, and you'll see the link to the Reiki Summit right on the homepage there. Click on that. It's an easy sign-up, and you're good to go. So that could be something that might provide you a different perspective of how you can start to empower your healing. Now, for me, 2018 is off to a roaring start. And I have been guided to step up my game, too. I really have. I'm getting the messages loud and clear from what I call my spiritual team. Those beings, those entities that guide me and try to keep me on the straight and narrow and the path I need to be on. They definitely have their work cut out for them sometimes. So I am stepping up my game too. And nowadays, as we are trying to emerge into the new consciousness, we all need to step up our game. We all need to be more awake and aware and start to become open to the messages that Spirit and the universe is always sending us. They are always trying to send us messages and guide us and help us. But if we're not awake or if we're not aware of them or if we're closed off to them, well, then they really don't help us very much. And of course, since Spirit and the universe do not mess with free will, it can't be forced. So until we are open to it and aware and ready to receive the guidance, it's not going to happen for us. So at this time in our planet's history, it is even more important for us to open to the possibilities that exist within all of us. And the possibilities are limitless, truly. So we've talked about the Reiki Summit on January 22nd. I have a Reiki 1 classes coming up this year. I have Reiki 2 classes and Reiki Master classes coming up. I have regular group classes throughout the year, and I also have private classes for those folks who either can't attend the group classes because of other obligations or who prefer a one-on-one type of session. Also, which is a very fun job, and it doesn't really a fun gig for me, is I am now working with healingcrystals.com. Healing Crystals is an amazing site. They are all about educating people on how to use crystals for healing and how to use them to enhance and improve your life. And they have a Facebook page that I have been blessed to be a part of. I am on their Facebook team. I am a content contributor. I do some moderation of comments, answer questions when needed, and I'm having a blast. It's so much fun being that deep in crystals, and the people at Healing Crystals are just amazing. I have been a very loyal customer of theirs for years, and now I actually get to play with them, and I couldn't be happier about it. So while you're checking out the Reiki Summit and hopefully my website, take a look at healingcrystals.com. Great people, great prices, great selection. Enough said. I can't say enough about this group and the people and the product they have. So that's also wonderful. So there's a lot going on. As I said, there's a lot going on. I hope to be able to talk more about crystals on our next show, and we are just about out of time. Once again, I'm surprised at how quickly the hour went by. Thank you all for tuning in to Universal Heart Radio with me, Kathleen Johnson. I had a wonderful time. I hope you all did too. I really do. If you'd like to contact me, please visit my website. And if you'd like more information about the Rockin Reiki experience and how it can empower you, I welcome the opportunity to speak with you. And if you have any questions about anything, please reach out. You can join me every second Tuesday at 6 Eastern, 5 Central, and 3 p.m. Pacific. Our next episode is February 13th. So until then, remember to take care of your energy. It's what you're made of. So be kind to yourself. Remember who you truly are, a spiritual being having a human experience. Again, thank you for listening. I'm grateful for your time. See you in February.
You've been listening to UniverSoul Heart Radio with Kathleen Johnson. Tune in each month on Transformation Talk Radio and nourish your spirit, mind, and body. Kathleen Johnson draws upon her extensive knowledge of psychology and human behavior to facilitate healing and explore the concept of sensible spirituality. For more information on Kathleen and UniverSoul Heart LLC, or to listen to past shows, visit her website at universoulheart.net.